before I forget. And then I'm going to okay. So today I promised some assistance with analytics tools. And so we're gonna start with sorry, I'm gonna get my screen so that the Zoom controls aren't blocking it. So we're gonna start with Bellingham Technical's Alma, because I know that they have one that works. And first I want to show you what a sushi vendor file looks like. So if you go to acquisitions and vendors, you will see that they have some listed as sushi vendors, which means that there is information loaded for usage data. And for Gale, actually all you need is the requester ID and customer ID. For ProQuest, you'll need passwords and API keys, and everybody needs different stuff, but that's all listed on the Alma site. So they have Gale loaded, and it's under usage data. Now, so I've opened up analytics, and first I want to just show how I create a new report. And so create analysis. And the first thing that you have to do is to select subject area. And you can get full listings of what is included from Alma. But honestly, if you're trying to learn, what I did was I just checked them out to see what came up when I added them. So since we're kind of working with electronic stuff, I could go to usage data, because I know that we're all looking for electronic usage data, but if you don't have sushi stuff loaded, that's not going to work. So instead, I am going to start with the e-inventory subject area. And it will load a blank, untitled analysis with this one subject area. And I like to make this as wide as it'll let me so that I can see as much as possible. And then how I learned about creating these was just dragging and dropping, and then clicking on results to see what populated. So we've got portfolio, and so maybe you want to like test to see how many available portfolios you have. So we're going to drag that over. And we're gonna also do portfolio ID and see what that brings up. Now, I know I also want collection information about these portfolios. So I'm going to try and find one that's going to give me the name, interface name. Okay, that might be it. And public name seems likely as well. And, oh, I want to see if I've activated things. I'm going to throw that in there. No. Close the electronic collection one. See what's in service details. I don't want ID. Oh, is it proxy enabled? Maybe I want to know what I've got that is proxy enabled. Now, cost usage is only going to work if you have acquisitions information in the system, and you have usage loads, because it pulls from those two places. So for right now, what I've got is just number of available portfolios and some information about the collection and the portfolios. So I'm going to just see what populates here. And since there's several thousand portfolios, and yeah, we've got a lot of portfolio IDs that don't mean anything, and number of available portfolios is just down to 1. So I'm actually just going to go back to criteria and say, you know what, I didn't like either of these things and they were not useful. Aha, now I have a very simple report of what is active for CDI search of our electronic collections. So if you export this, you can filter it in Excel, or you can also sort it in this display, although I really hate the way that one works. Okay, so when we sort by electronic interface name, and this is something that I discovered the annoying way, you'll see that we've got merged cells in the first column, as well as actually in the second column, but we've got a lot in the first. So I'm going to sort by public name. And now we have a lot fewer merged cells. Now, when I go to export this into Excel, if I want to do any kind of sorting, those merged cells are going to need to be unmerged. So that's why sorting by the CDI status was so unhelpful, because when you go to export it, it's going to be really annoying. And if you try to unmerge, you're not necessarily going to save all the data that you want to save. It's just kind of messy. So essentially, building a report from scratch can be as simple as exploring the different subject areas and pulling information over. Now, I know that Bellingham Technical has usage loads, so I'm going to do this and add usage total. I don't really care about CDI, and I am going to add a filter. And I don't want anything that has usage of 0. So we'll just see. And now we have everything that has been used. Of course, usage total is not super helpful because we don't know what it means. So instead I'm going to do use per cost, and I'm going to leave the filter in, but delete it as a column because I don't want to see total use. I just want to see use per cost. The filter remains active. Well, they don't have acquisition stuff. Okay, well, never mind. Or could be that the cost information is not tied to the electronic collection individually, because electronic collections are often those sneaky line items in larger packages. So that could be why there's a 0 there. Since use per cost is not helpful, I'm gonna try, that's book usage, book, database, platform. Okay. So now I want to add the counter information. So I'm going to minimize e-inventory, and I'm going to add a subject area, which is just up here in the tool area for subject areas. And I'm going to add usage data. And it's going to be release 5. And I want platform searches and total item requests, because that is roughly a full text or, actual click into and read something. And since I'm not quite sure, maybe you didn't set up your sushi, so you don't know if the person set it up to pull PR or PRP1, I am going to put both in and see what I get. Okay, item searches. Item searches, okay. And I'm not getting anything. And that is probably because I don't have a usage date set. So I'm going to put in usage date by quarter, add a filter, and equal to, we'll just pick one. Okay, so this is where I would start to dig into the knowledge base of Alma. However, I know that they have a functioning one that I already have open to show you. So Bellingham has this great dashboard that they've created. And then I went in and I checked out the report that is the analysis that is populating this dashboard. So we have platform usage report, And here is the platform usage analysis that they have built. So they have, they're using usage date, usage data details for release 5, platform, and load file. So that might have been what was missing, is because I didn't put any load file information in. So we've got their load file equal to the type of analysis they're wanting to look at. And what's interesting is they have set a year and a month for this report. But because this report populates a dashboard that includes a prompt, the prompt will actually let you choose a different year and month. So I know this one works. And now we get just 2020 and July and August. And the usage measures totals. And we see that some of those things are the total actually gives a double return because of the August and July. So that's why we're seeing 2 each. And you could export this and you would have summer of 2020 numbers. Now, if we go back to the dashboard, same analysis on the back side, functioning to pull the data. And this time I'm going to choose every single month, but this month, because that's not going to be there yet. And you can see the analysis, even though the actual analysis is structured to pull only 2020, when it's loaded into the dashboard, it correctly pulls all of the platforms for 2022. I am curious though, if I don't set a month, if it will error or if it just gives me combined. It does give me combined. Awesome. Nope. Aha. So it defaults to the filter that was created in the original analysis. So that's something to consider if you're creating a fresh analysis or you're editing one to use in a dashboard. Now, setting up Sushi, there are multiple steps. So first there is adding the usage data information with the requester ID and the customer ID, and then you can test that. And then you also need to set up the jobs, the harvesting job. So that is in configuration, acquisitions, and then acquisition jobs. So it may be that you have the Sushi information in there for your vendor, but you have no upload reports listed when you go to look, and that's probably because you do not have a harvesting job scheduled. So you may have manual ones in there. So we're going to go in and take a look at Bellingham's jobs. So I'm going to go to configuration, acquisitions, and it was under acquisition jobs configuration. And we have Sushi harvesting job active and it is scheduled for the 4th, or we could run a manual one. So I recommend checking that out for your institution. And if that's not active, that may be why you are not getting any usage data in your dashboards or your analysis. So I'm going to stop sharing and I know that was fairly surfacey, but just wondering if anyone has any questions, or if anyone would like to share their screen and we can go through setting up or editing something that you've got, try and troubleshoot with you. I'm not an expert in crafting them, but I'm not afraid to kind of get in there and play around. I will say that when I find something that I'm interested in, either in a shared folder at an institution or for a consortium or something, I will save as and save it in a personal folder for myself. You shouldn't be able to edit someone's report at a different institution, but it's just nice to, not risk it. So would anyone like to walk through an issue that you're having at your institution, and we can see if we can't make it function? Yeah.
I will. I didn't set up the sushi. Somebody who's not here anymore did, and all I keep getting is completed with errors. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Let me make sure that, okay. So you can share.
Where's my share option? There it is.
Okay. So let's take a look and see if we can't see what errors it says. What is our 3-dot menu on that? Yeah, okay. Report or events. I can't remember which one it is going to show. No usage available for requested dates. Okay, so what day? So it looks like it's pulling for November, and do you know what day it's scheduled to pull?
Every Saturday.
So it could be that because it's pulling so frequently for a month, and the data may not be available for the month yet.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you run the job manually for last month.
Okay. That was under configuration. And then so these are my options for that.
Yeah, so I would suggest switching it to only once a month, because really you don't need 4 of them anyway. And I don't know, usually they should be available by the 11th of every month for the previous month. And then, but also hit run now, and let's see.
Job saved, submitted successfully. Oh. Okay. Back here. Okay, so that's today's. It's running.
Okay, so then the other possibility is that it's pulling a report that, because of the type of content, does not have any data. So if we go into acquisitions and vendor,
We
let's
don't
take a look.
really use acquisitions here.
Well, but this is where the vendor stuff is located. So now if we look at that EBSCO record, should be able to just view and usage data. So yeah, so see all the different report types it's pulling.
Mhm.
That may be more than you need. Because you can see that TRJ1 was fully processed, but J2 had no usage available. So I think it's possible that it's just also trying to pull a lot of, yeah, I think it's listed for like it looks like almost every single report type, which you probably don't need. If anyone wants to chime in here on which reports they use, I tended to only use the platform ones, and then for some of our, for like EBSCO and ProQuest, I would use the book ones, but I tended to only use the journal level ones on our, like our Springer package, which was all journals. So it depends on what data you are wanting and how granular you're wanting to get with your analysis. But I think most of the issue is that you're just pulling reports that aren't populated. So if we go back to vendor details and then I think we need to, go back to the list, and instead of clicking on it, click edit. So the vendor,
Oh, the original list.
yeah, because I don't think it'll let us edit it from this page. Annoying.
Edit.
And now usage data. And then the 3 dots to the right of the, up at the top.
Oh.
Yeah,
Up
that
here.
one. And now edit. And yeah, so let's turn off the book usage by access type. Let's turn off access denied. Let's turn off DRD2. And then basically I would just do title master report and get rid of the usage by access type, request by year, all of those.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have platform usage, platform master report, book requests, database search and item usage, and database master report, which
Mhm.
and then title master report. This is, unless I like had a department that was specifically asking about journal usage, or I had a journal title that was being removed from a subscription and like I needed to know. I didn't regularly look at that information. If I needed something that granular, I just went in to the vendor admin site and pulled that report. So I'm thinking that this is more than enough for a regular sushi, and save. And then let's also, and some of they said some were like going successfully, so I don't think it's a connection issue.
Mm-mm.
And we probably should have waited and run it after we changed this, but
It's okay.
um but I'm thinking based on those errors that is what was going on. um So let's go back into the job history, because I just want to double check which were failing.
Oh,
Oh, it ran. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, completed with errors. But let's see the whole. Yeah, so
All of the ones we turned off were failing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think what's going on, because you can see your ProQuest ones too, it's those highly specific granular ones. So I would suggest going through and with each of your vendors that are sushi vendors,
Mhm.
editing which reports are included in the harvesting job, down to like start with those 5 or 6 that we kept on for EBSCO, and if you're still getting errors, take off a few more. And like, or vice versa, deactivate everything but platform master and add one at a time back in.
Okay.
And that should isolate where the issue is.
Okay. I can do that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just crossing my fingers that that's what's going on, and that this is
Yeah.
an answer, because that would be exciting.
Okay.
So I did work with Claire and Claire at Edmonds yesterday for about an hour and a half as we went through trying to get iPads dashboards working there. And I think the issue is that they don't have any sushi harvest job set up. But as I keep working with them, Claire Murata is documenting her work and is kind of excited to get something that's replicable. And so I will be working with her, and hopefully we can share the documentation that we create for them. And I am also going to work on getting a functional template going just for everyone with some screenshots, because with iPads coming up, folks will probably be wanting that. And then the other thing I'm doing that's completely unrelated, is that I am creating an Outlook import file for all of our Alma and Primo contacts. I'm doing it for myself, but if you are interested, so that you have everyone's names and emails loaded into your institutional Outlook, let me know and I will send that to you, because it's just super annoying when you try and type someone's name and it doesn't want to find them for you. So I'm going to stop recording